All right, we're in it. We'll give wait a minute, give the people a chance to file in here because we got plenty to talk about. It's going to be a interesting one. You were boots on the ground. I'm very curious to hear your perspective of how that was in person because holy shit, was that something?
Yeah,
Uh,
certainly finished. We're gonna be talking about for a long time to come, and I mean, really overall good race in my opinion. I mean,
I
we'll break
enjoyed
it
it.
down.
Yeah,
We'll break it
I
down and everything. So, I said we won't dive into it too much. We'll give it a second here. Um, I said I don't know what's we need to like come up with like a bit for this like thing, like what do we talk about for this little segment while we wait for it to drop.
this is the bullshit minute as I'm getting the tweets out and everything too.
Well, I guess we could drop the news that this is kind of going to be the new time. Normally we were like Wednesdays or Thursdays, even shit. But it seems like you got a new job or some shit.
Yeah,
And
just new shift at work.
are you still in Alabama?
Yeah,
Okay, so you still got the same shit. For some
yeah.
reason, I thought you like you job like they cut your job or some shit. I don't know. I remember last year, like I don't know, some months ago, you were like mad about something like about work or
Yeah,
something.
I'm getting converted to like a technician instead. It's just like I'll still be doing the same job. It's just like a different status I'll be in. Basically, is the
I
easiest
got
way
you.
to say it.
I
But
got you.
yeah, I mean that's in October. But I'll still be same place, same job, and everything.
So at least for the rest of the year, it seems like Mondays at like 6:30. I should be able to make it work. Yeah. So Mondays 6:30 Eastern. Seems like gonna be the new time.
Yeah, big.
Joey, I do see your comment, Joey. Just hang tight, buddy. We'll get to you. We're gonna get into all that. We don't want to give the show away too yet. You know what I'm saying? We only got a couple of people in here after we just got the links out, I think. So
Yeah, real
yeah.
quick
So
too. I wanted to say a big part of doing Monday. I'm off Mondays and I work Tuesday through Friday. My new shift's 1:30 to 12. So like there's literally no window in there where I could record a podcast when I'm working from 1:30 in the afternoon to midnight. So, but a big part of this too is that we didn't want to interfere with the LTC boys. Like obviously those are our guys and they've been doing Mondays forever. So we're gonna try to do 6:30. They usually do 8. So then that way we can do ours and lead into them and we're not overlapping because we know like I'm not trying to interfere with them. Those are our guys. That's their slot, and we have a lot of the same people listen to both of our shows. And obviously, like we're all together with Sectator, so like definitely not trying to like impede on those guys' territory. Like Monday is theirs. It's been theirs for years. So I definitely I talked to Cody about that yesterday. He had no issues with it, obviously, but at least like ran it by him. But should be cool that maybe some people can listen to this if they want a little appetizer before they listen to those guys. And if we have a show like we did a few weeks ago where we all want to do together again, then we can just do it together like we did then. But definitely not trying to impede on their territory and their time slot and all. So that's a major part of this.
yeah, for sure. Good shout out on all that. Um, So yeah, I don't want to step on their toes, but obviously with your schedule changing and whatnot, my schedule is obviously constant, been like the same for the last 10 years essentially. So I can
Yeah.
make pretty much anything work after 4 o'clock when I get home. So yeah, we'll definitely make Mondays work or whatever days we gotta work to try to bring you guys some content. Um,
What's Joey? What's NGTRG? Just curious. Sorry if that's something you're doing that I don't know about. I'm just curious what that is. But
NGTRG says got to talk to Cody about that, but get back to him.
yeah,
I'm
I'm just curious what that is. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
something you're
I'm sure.
planning or.
Sure, he'll drop a thing in a line here. But
But yeah, I mean, it was a crazy weekend, man. Obviously, Kyle Larson won Knoxville for the third time, and man, that's gonna get buried. That's a big story that nobody's gonna talk about now. Because man, and especially if he won yesterday, that would have been the freaking story of the weekend. But he didn't have a great car yesterday. He wasn't really a factor. Um, but who was Austin Dillon, and you gave that pick out last week. You picked him for the top 10, and then I actually I don't know if you put any money down on that. I bet him for a top 5 yesterday, so that was a plus 650 hit.
I didn't. It was one of those things. It was like after I kind of got killed on the truck race. I mean, I had Heim, which he went alternate strategy there. We'll get into all that. And so, kind of once I lost some change on that, I kept the card light yesterday. And I mean, yes, yeah, I gave out the Austin Dillon pick, but who really thought he would run that good? I mean, obviously they showed some speed on Saturday in practice and all, but
Yeah. I mean,
but
that's
then
why
again,
I bet him.
so
I
did
saw the
like Ross
practice.
Chastain and Busher and all those guys, and they were like not to be found at all on Sunday night. So
Yeah, I
it
mean
was very interesting.
Busher was fast, but they had an issue on it because literally my two bets for the race, I only made two as well. I bet Dillon top five and Busher win, and what's up, NASCAR Gamer Talk Racing Games. That's what he was talking about with the
Okay, nice.
um, but
Hey,
dude,
yeah, man.
I had reminiscent Dylan winning this race last year. I was kind of in the same boat when Busher won this race at Richmond. He had a lot of speed in practice, and it was high odds for him to win. I was like, man, I don't know if Chris Busher can actually win this thing, but I slapped some money down on Busher to get a top three, and that ended up paying like $150 just for him getting a top three. And obviously, he went and won the damn race, and it was like reminiscent of that this week, where like I saw Dylan's practice speed, where he was starting, looked like one of the best cars, and I was like, I don't have the balls to actually pick Austin Dillon or bet on Austin Dillon to win the race, but I'm glad I bet the top five at least because that one worked out. But like it was the same thing with the Busher last year, where I'm like, damn, I wish I just had some balls and bet the win.
Yeah. Well, you tried to do that with Busher this weekend. Didn't
Yeah,
really
that's what
work
I
out
was
for
like.
you.
I'm not making the same mistake. I'm going Busher
Like I
win.
said, he ran probably like latter half of the top 10 most of the night, but really was not the factor that it seemed like he was going to be on Saturday afternoon. Like he was
Yeah,
like top 2, top 3 in speed there Saturday afternoon. So, but yeah, let's get into it.
I don't even want to beat around the bush. You just want to start with it.
Well, let's go in order. Let's bulk it
Okay.
up. We're slowly getting a nice audience in here.
All right.
So truck race. Did you watch any of the trucks?
No, we were going to see Zach Bryan Saturday night, so I didn't get to see Trucks or Knoxville. So you'll have to fill me. I went back and watched some highlights from Knoxville, but I didn't see anything from Trucks. So
You didn't miss
you,
much from Knoxville, other than the Kyle Larson show. I mean, he sat on the pole, which we knew after his Hard Knocks night, after winning his qualifier night, and that he was going to be on the pole, and knew that he would be fast and be a force to be reckoned with. But yeah, he goes out and for the second straight year leads all 50 laps. And they didn't even change the right rear tire. We kind of talked about that last week, how they have been like doing their own thing when everybody seems to be saying, "Oh, we got to change tires. Oh, we got to run all new parts and pieces." Paul Silva is like, "Nah, that tire's fine. You haven't even used it. You're fine. Go out there and keep running it." And he saves those dollars where he can, and it doesn't
dumpster
matter.
diving,
Kyle, huh?
dumpster diving.
Yeah, and Kyle Larson just goes out there and dominates. I mean, there's been 100 laps ran the last 2 years in the Knoxville Nationals, and Kyle Larson has led every single one of them. That's damn impressive.
Yeah,
Pretty damn impressive.
he's been killing it. Uh, Obviously, like we talked about it last week, we knew he was going to be the favorite, and he went out and did exactly what we thought he was going to do. So, like, who's surprised? Nobody. Like
Yeah,
we
I
joked
mean,
about it last week. We
yeah,
said
it's
this is going to be
Larson versus the field, right?
yeah,
And
and
I was basically the only one that was taking Corey Day, and I mean, I think he finished third, if I'm not mistaken, second or third. He had a shot there at Larson late, but it was just too little, too late. He needed another caution, I think, to have a legitimate shot once he got up to second or third there. But nonetheless, heck of a show, heck of a drive from Kyle Larson. It was pretty cool to be there Saturday watching him practice the Cup car and then get out of there and go fly off to Iowa and
same shit he did at
dominate.
Indy.
Yeah,
Did it all
Indy
over again.
and at Wilkesboro.
Yeah,
So it was cool.
it's funny because obviously, like the Indy one was like more high profile. It's the Indy 500, but I guess people didn't realize he was doing the same shit this weekend, basically that he was doing in Indy.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was just as big. I mean, I was sitting there in the trucks watching the truck race, had that tablet up, watching Knoxville prelim stuff, all the alphabet soup leading up to it. And
Did
hell,
they
I
have the
even,
chopper like right by the track like they did at Charlotte?
no, I think it was a private jet. But I mean, they might have had I mean, they do have the helipad right there. They could have had it right outside. I'm not sure. I was in the stands the entire time, so I'm not sure. And it's kind of back behind the stands off of turn one there, so I'm not sure. But I heard it was a private jet they had, so I mean, he had plenty of time to get there with him starting on the pole for the A features. Like he didn't have to go for any qualifying races, and the A feature didn't even roll off till like midnight.
It would have been interesting. I mean, like if he theoretically like wasn't in as good a position as he was, where he didn't have to do any of the prelims, like would he have skipped practice to go to the prelims, or like what? Like
Oh no, hell no, 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 no. He would not have skipped anything NASCAR related to go. I don't think that
he
would have
would have
been
just,
probably a big no no after what he did earlier this year.
yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, I guess he
obviously,
probably could skip practice, but I don't think Mr. Hendrick or the sponsors or Cliff Daniels would like that
yeah,
just to go
yeah,
play in the sprint car.
yeah, I agree. It would have been
But
interesting to
hey,
see
when
how
you're
they
the
were.
best driver in the world, you just go put it on the fucking pole. What was Tuesday night or Wednesday night?
Yeah,
Thursday night. I think it was. It was Thursday night because then it was Hard Knocks Friday when McKenna had her nasty wreck.
yeah. She's out of the hospital, by the way. Thank
Back
God.
home
That was
now.
gnarly.
Yes, super scary wreck that happened Hard Knocks Friday. I mean, absolutely. If you saw the pictures of the chassis, I mean, it absolutely bananaed the chassis. Just the sheer force of the impact of when she hit the wall. I mean, she hit the wall with the cage head on and then landed on the cage as well. So just a super terrifying, vicious wreck. I mean, she was up over the catch fence or whatever they got there, catch guardrails. So super glad she walked away from that. Obviously, she was a little banged up and spent the night in the hospital, but she is home now. Um, Obviously, it'll still be a little bit of road to recovery, but glad to see she is okay for the most part. Scary,
Well,
scary stuff, man.
what more
Violent
can you
crash.
what more can you say though? Like we're talking about Larson, like he's the face of American auto racing, dude. Like he did it again. Like three now is that's his third Knoxville Nationals.
Could have been his
But
fourth if 2020 counted.
yeah, I
So
mean, yeah, I mean 2020. Yeah, it was basically the
2020
Knox.
technically wasn't a Knoxville Nationals, but it was still a Knoxville Nationals this year.
What they call it, like the big one or something like that. They didn't
Yeah, something
call
silly.
it. Yeah, they didn't call it the Knoxville Nationals or whatever. But yeah, I remember that. But yeah, he won that one.
The Knoxville Nationals.
Yeah. But
But
I mean,
yeah.
so basically, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, but basically, it's
Yeah, he
fourth.
could have four of these things if 2020 didn't happen. And I mean, like I said, he's seems like he's on that 2020 uh, feel right now of anytime he's in the sprint car, he's gonna turn it on. And he's lights out. But obviously, he's not gonna get to keep running it as much as he wants here. I don't know the high limits schedule off the top of my head, but yeah, nonetheless, Kyle Larson in a sprint car, monster, goes out, leads wire to wire for his third/fourth Knoxville Nationals. Unbelievable, dude's a hell of a talent. It was always Larson.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly would not have been surprised if he flew into Richmond yesterday and then kicked everybody's butt on the
I
cup
mean,
side.
obviously, like the story of the actual race isn't going to get told a lot this week with the finish, but I mean, it kind of leads like connected with that in general. Like Hendrick's got to figure it out on the short tracks if they're going to go win a championship, because obviously Phoenix is the championship, and I mean, it's been a common theme. Other than Martinsville this year, they were good at Martinsville, but it seems like a lot of the short tracks they've struggled. Like they weren't great at Iowa, they weren't great here at Richmond, they weren't great at Phoenix in the spring. Like they've definitely
I
had
mean, they
they
won
weren't great.
Martinsville, but
Yeah, they weren't good
it
at
wasn't
Bristol
great.
either. Yeah, they've had some issues on the short tracks this year, and yeah, they're definitely going to have to be in the wind tunnel and doing some work to figure out what they're going to do for Phoenix, because obviously you anticipate they're probably going to have at least one, if not two, three cars there racing for the championship at Phoenix. And I mean, if you're a guy like Denny Hamlin and you end up in that situation in the championship four, we'll say, and it's three Hendrick cars there, you got to feel great going in there with how good he's been on short tracks this year and the struggles we've seen from the Hendrick guys. It could be a non-eventful championship race if we end up in a situation like that and Hendrick can't get things dialed in on the short tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. That's something we'll have to watch for as we go down this next 13, 14 race stretch to close out the year. But to go back to Saturday, we'll touch on the truck race a little bit. We didn't really go over that too much. We kind of got right into Knoxville. But to go back to the truck race, it was pretty much the Ty Majeski show, picking up where he left off at IRP and or last year at Richmond. I said maybe they got those
Yeah,
bleeder tires back, Because, man, he was on a rail. Let's see. I don't have exactly how many laps he led, but he dominated that race. Really, I know I had money on Corey Heim before practice as a pre-practice bet, but just like kind of what I was thinking. And they went alternate strategy. And it was going to work had it. I mean, granted, it's a truck race. Is it ever going to stay green?
No,
Probably not.
no.
But it was weird. Yeah, we kept getting like a rash of cautions there, and then like at the start of stage 3, it kind of broke out to clean and green, and that's when Corey Heim they had pitted, and yeah, Ty Majeski led 70 laps. Ty Majeski and Christian Eckes show 70 laps and 64 respectively. Also, shout out Grant Enfinger, 98 laps. He had a fast piece.
Mm.
Old man Enfinger. But yeah, Corey Heim, they went off strategy, and they finally got to the front. He led 6 laps, and then the caution comes out there at the end, and that really threw a wrench into their strategy because they used that they burned that last set of tires, so everybody that had the set lane comes down and takes them, and they just drive right by Heim.
Yeah.
So unfortunate there, but hey, you win some, you lose some. When he took the lead with those tires, I'm just like, oh my gosh, stay green. All we gotta do is stay green here. And I feel like last year Richmond it did stay green. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember if you remember that run where everything cycled out and the 1 stop versus 2 stop ended up working out. You know what I'm saying? It ended up crossing over with like a couple of laps to go. I don't know if you remember that race or not, but
Yeah,
um,
trucks. I don't.
I thought we were gonna have something similar to that play out, so that was gonna be fun to watch. But of course, we get the caution late, um, and yeah, Ty Majeski bolts on the fresh tires, and we know he's a short track ace. Goes out and picks up a win. That was the last regular season race to get in to the playoffs.
And now they got what? I think they raced Milwaukee, and then they got like 2 months before they have another race.
Yeah, it's probably like forever.
Truck
They
schedule is
got
so
Bristol.
stupid.
They got Bristol.
Truck schedule is so stupid. That's
It
like
does get silly this time of year for sure.
it's like we're starting the playoffs for like they're in the playoffs, starting the playoffs. I think Milwaukee's the same weekend as Daytona, and then I mean obviously they're going on till fucking November.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's like 3
August.
months of the playoffs. It's kind of
It's crazy.
ridiculous. But
It's crazy. Yeah. Nonetheless, I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? I mean, they used to have that big break after Daytona too in the front of the schedule. So
yeah, I remember
take
that.
it or leave it. Is what it is. I know some of the truck teams need those kind of breaks to get their stuff back rolling after they
Oh
tear it up.
shit, they just had 2 weeks.
Oh, this is true.
Oh
Well, do you know the truck guys? They're going to truck.
yeah.
So all right, so yeah, shout out Ty Majeski picking up the win. Christian Eckes second, Taylor Gray third, Grant Enfinger fourth. Good run for Lane Riggs. He needed that top 5.
Yeah, he needed that bad. He's had an awful
Also,
season.
shout out Connor Hall. I know every time we're on here we talk about the Cars Tour boys. Anytime Leave on a stock car driver gets that opportunity to climb up the ladder and run a truck, I want to give him a shout out. And Connor Hall, great run. Finished top 10. I had no, who was I had Connor Zillage for top 5 this week. His truck oval debut. Now that he's 18, but he did not have a great night. I think he lost a bunch of spots on pit road, like every time they pit, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, tough night for Connor Zillage, but Connor Hall, great night for him, and the 91 truck for Bill McAnally, top 10 in your debut. That's pretty solid for the truck series. Pretty stacked field, too. So,
Hell yeah.
that was the truck race Saturday night. And
All
then,
right,
yeah,
we got 31 people in here now.
it's time.
Let's get into the fun stuff. We can
We
kind of work
buried
backwards.
the lead 20 minutes.
I
So.
want to talk about the fun stuff, and then we can kind of go through like the rest of the cup race after we like talk about the tires and stuff. But I mean, like let's like you say, let's not bury the lead. Let's
Tee it
just get
up.
into the juicy stuff.
Tee it up,
I
my
just
boy.
the first thing I want to ask you before we get in. Oh shit, where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh shit.
I'm ready for you to rant, brother.
Oh, I'm not ready to rant yet. Put yourself back on because I wanted to ask you a question first.
All right.
Um, I just wanted to ask. You were there. I want to ask about just the crowd, like when that happened. Like, what was it? How was it? Was it the craziest crowd you've ever seen after a race? I mean, I know you've been to some, like you were at Gordon or Kenseth and Logano, Martinsville, and all that. Like, how did this compare to just the craziest crowd reactions you've ever been to at a
No,
race?
it felt very, very similar to that. Obviously, that wasn't for a win or whatever, so that's what was like so crazy. And I mean, it was weird because like everybody was kind of like heading for the exits. Austin Dillon's kicking everybody's asses past Denny Hamlin on pure speed. Everybody's like, "All right, I'm gonna get out of here and beat traffic." So a lot of people are leaving at that point. And then obviously we get the late caution. I know better. I've been to enough races. I'm not gonna leave.
Yeah,
And get the late caution, and then when Logano takes the lead, I
fucking
think.
Ricky, man. Ricky got, by the way, it's like he gets saved by this crazy finish because like if
Oh
we
my
didn't,
God! You No joke. Good call there. Good call.
what a
Shout out,
dumbass, dude.
shout out to
Like,
you for. We can't let Ricky slide here. Ricky
what a
got to get up.
dumbass.
Although
Like,
that car was one of the best paint schemes in the field, I think. I
very
really like
was a
that
very
paint
good
scheme.
paint scheme. I agree.
It reminded me of like some like early 2000s paint scheme. Like that kind of sponsorship B2B deal. But yeah, don't forget Ricky. Ricky set this whole thing off. Um,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he gets off the hook completely because nobody's talking about Ricky Stenhouse
Yeah,
now.
I'm not letting him off. So yeah, Ricky starts this whole thing, and obviously on the restart there, you made a good point where Austin chooses inside, which nobody had done all weekend, but you kind of have to there with Joey Logano
Yeah,
behind you.
they said that on the broadcast. It's like, yeah, if Joey Logano is the guy in second, you got to protect the
Yeah,
bottom
that's
because you.
that's that's a great call. I didn't think about that, and you're right. I mean, I think really anybody there that is Joey's known to be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? If that's maybe Martin Truex Jr. behind you, you can kind of be like, okay, he's not going to
Yeah,
use me up here.
or if that's
Um,
Kyle, his teammate, or
yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah. There's a few guys that you could be like, okay, they usually won't use me up here
But if that's
unless they're in dire.
Logano, Ross, Hamlin, like you're not
Yeah,
giving them that inside
yeah, that's a good
to
point.
use you up. Like,
But I think when Logano takes the lead there, everybody's kind of like, really, all this for a Logano win?
oh my
It
god,
was
I was
kind of
so
like
pissed.
the air just kind of got let out. Like I was like, everybody was excited to see Austin Dillon the 3 win. Like everybody's like, damn, this is gonna be cool.
It was
And
the same
then
at Nashville. It was the same thing with Nashville when Logano ended up winning. It's like we went through all this to see fucking Joey win.
yeah, for real, that's what it felt like. And so the air kind of got let out of the sails. It felt like, and then obviously you can't really you lose them from where we were at. You lose them into three, and then in the middle of three they come back into sight. And as they come into sight, you just see smoke bomb, and then I see the white car dive to the inside, and I'm thinking, oh, here's my money. My money's gonna pay off. We're gonna win, and hook right in the wall. And I think everybody's just stunned at the moment of like, what just happened? What did we just see? Who just won this race? Is Austin
And,
gonna get disqualified? Like, what just happened? So everybody was like moment of shock. But again, I think with Logano getting taken out and not winning that race, everybody was like cheering for that for sure.
and I'll be fully honest, like I'll be fully transparent for myself because like people don't want to admit a lot of times in sports, especially like when they're biased about stuff and that influences their opinion. Like my opinion on this is 100% influenced by the fact I can't fucking stand Logano or Hamlin.
Yeah,
I will 100% be transparent and admit that. Like if fucking Chase got taken out, I would be on here cussing up a storm. Like
yeah. No, I mean a casual buddy of mine that has gotten into it from the gambling side of things called me this afternoon, and he said he stumbled across NASCAR Reddit trying to find information on like this whole deal, like how did this fly, yada yada yada, like you know what I'm saying, and he came across a comment saying it's like you've done something when you've made Logano fans and Denny fans agree on something together,
it's like
like
the meme with like the Bloods and the Crips like holding up
yeah,
the different bandanas. Like
yeah, basically, kind of, or yeah, something like that. So it is a crazy one. I mean, all in all, I don't really have a dog in the fight. Obviously, I had some change on the 11, but he was kind of down and out. Obviously, it was a desperation last second, like, oh my gosh, we have it. Oh no, we don't. So
oh dude, I would have won if Hamlin won and Austin finished second. I would have gotten because I'm in this pick'em group. I would have gotten $70 from the pick'em group and then 65 for Austin top five. So like I would have been in good shape if Denny won that too. But I was still like, you know, and so yeah, we got to get into it because my opinion on this in like the last hour or two has changed since I sent you guys the video in the group chat. Like, I don't think Austin like blatantly right hooked him as much as it looked like at first. It definitely looked like Denny came up into him.
I think it's a little bit of both. They're both going for the win at that point. I mean, the optics of it until that one clip does come out, and it's hard to tell from that angle. You know what I'm saying? Austin still is coming down the racetrack, but he's trying to avoid the 22. I don't think there was any ill will to the 11. I do think it was all just like in the in the moment reaction. I just,
But we're talking about
gosh,
SMT
where is
data,
the
like
line, man? Where
we're
is the
talking about
line?
we're talking about SMT data real quick. Like I just like Joey said that in the comments. I want to see the SMT of the 11. Like, did he turn up to try to
Well,
chop Austin or?
you turn up off the corner anyways.
But he took
You
a
feed
high,
it you
like.
feed it up that way anyways. That's just the natural line of the corner.
But do you agree that like Denny was probably trying to chop Austin to stop him from getting a run on the top? Like,
Yeah, I think both of them were trying to do what they can do to get to the line first.
so that's I don't think the right hook was as like people are acting like this is like Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin level like right hook. I really don't think after seeing a few different angles today that it was as blatant of a complete just right hook as people are making it out to be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not whatever right hook, left hook, fucking uppercut. I don't give a shit. The way I see it, two cars met at the same lane. Again, racing deal. We're
What's
coming
up,
down to
Dakota?
we're fucking 100 feet from the start finish line. Somebody's trying to get a win. Austin Dillon just got this win taken away from him after he outran everybody on speed. Um, what my take is, how'd you feel about Ty Gibbs when he wrecked his teammate at Martinsville for the win?
Oh, like, and this is where my bias comes in. Was it a chicken shit move? Yeah, but do I feel sympathy for Joey Logano, considering he did the same thing to William Byron at Darlington 2 years, literally the same thing, like that to William, like broke William Byron's car. William Byron ended up finishing 25th, 30th in that race because his car is broken after Joey just completely drove in the corner and barreled through him. It's like to me, this is like almost identical to that move that Joey pulled on William Byron a couple years ago. So considering Joey Logano was the victim here, I guess like I just don't have sympathy for that guy because we've seen him do the exact same thing to other people. So it's like, how can you feel bad for him?
No, I totally get that, and that's why I feel like there's so many layers to this because there, you know what I'm saying. If one, Austin was gonna win on flat out speed,
Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying. Had that not been the case, I feel like I might have felt a little bit differently about the move. Um, then you go to the actual move on Logano. I don't like the move by Austin's part, but do I understand it and get it?
Joey's done
Uh,
it 12 times.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But again, do I get it? Yeah, this format lends itself to that, and like let NASCAR make a call. You know what I'm saying? If you're Austin
it's
Dillon, this is what you have to do. I mean, I don't like the move. It's not ethical in my opinion. It's not how I would race. But if you got to get a fucking playoff berth, the pressure's on, man. Do what you got
it,
to do.
it's the same move Denny did to Chase at Martinsville all those years ago too. Like Denny saw his chance to go race for a championship and went in there and drove right through Chase and didn't even try to make the corner and took him out because that was his chance to race for a championship. And it's like, was I pissed about it then? Yeah, because I'm a Chase fan. Obviously, like my driver was the one. It was definitely a chicken shit move, but yeah, and yeah, Dakota. Yeah, you want a driver that's going to go out there and take it. Like, yeah, for sure. Like if that's your driver doing that, you're going to cheer it. If your driver is the victim of that, you're going to be pissed. I mean, and like I said, it's with Denny and Chase at Martinsville in 2017. To me, it's the exact same as that move. Like Denny went into the corner and drove through Chase because he wanted to race for a championship. And was it dirty as hell? Yeah, it was dirty as hell when Austin did it too. And you mentioned the Ty Gibbs one. I think the Ty Gibbs one was worse because Ty Gibbs was already, I think, locked into the championship at that point, so he didn't even need to do that. Like Denny did it to Chase because he was racing for a spot in the championship, and that was his chance to win his way through. That's why he did it to Chase that year. And Yeah, it was chicken shit then, and I was a lot more pissed then because I didn't feel like Chase deserved that at that point in his career. I mean, that's the second year. Like we've definitely seen Chase have some moments since then, but at that point in his career, like, no, I didn't think Chase deserved that, and it was a dirty move by Denny, and my driver got fucked. So like I was pissed then, but yeah, to me, I think it's okay to judge the move differently when it's a guy you've seen do this exact move before be the one receiving it. You're like, all right, yeah, like you've built yourself a reputation over the years of being a guy who'll do shit like this. So when it's coming back to you, I'm just not gonna feel any sympathy for you. And but that being said, like, was it a dirty move? Hell yeah, it was a dirty move. I'm not sitting here denying that, but we've seen this 1,000 times, and for people to say it should be penalized. Like, was it penalized when it was Chase and Denny? Was it penalized when it was Bowman and Denny? Was it penalized when it was Denny and Logano and Byron? No, we've never seen that kind of move penalized before. So
Well,
I
we
don't know
have. We have. I
what
showed
he
you the
did to
video evidence
Logano.
last night. No, the Davey Allison and Ricky Rudd.
Was that so? I still haven't
That
watched
was
the replay of it.
1990 at Sonoma. So I
But
mean, we've seen it happen before.
but
That
was
they have
that? Did he hit
taken a
him in
win
the
away.
ass or did he hook
Yeah,
him?
he spun him in turn 11.
Like, no, did he go and hook him or did he hit him in the ass? Like,
He went and spun him out. I'd have to go back and watch the clip exactly to see if he spun him, right hooked him, or whatever.
because I
He
think
spun
there's
him
just
out
a
in turn
clear.
11, and they gave the win to Davey Allison. So I'm just saying we've seen it happen before. Let's not act like we've never seen this happen, that they've taken a win away in the moment.
I just think there's a clear line of demarcation between like driving in and hitting somebody in the ass and wrecking them and like hooking somebody and wrecking them. I just think it's two different things. Like,
So I'm saying is like, where is the line? So you saying a hook is not okay,
I think
but
a hook is not okay. I think what he
just
did to.
going in video games, sending it, and the
Yeah, I mean,
bump and
nobody
dump is okay.
nobody cared when it was Logano doing it to Byron at Darlington those years ago.
I think people did care. People didn't like. I mean, I didn't like it then.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm saying nobody cares, as in like he didn't get penalized for that or anything.
Again, should he have though?
No,
I
I
mean,
don't think
again,
so.
I don't think we should go down this road of he's got to get penalized, da 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 da, because that just opens up a can of more worms. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
don't
I'd
think
rather
Bubba
just
and
deal.
Chase. I don't
I
think
think
Bubba and
NASCAR would
Chase should
rather
have been.
just deal with the backlash of the shitstorm of a
And,
week of that y'all should have made this call versus that call than making a call, and what I'm saying, I feel like that's
but
even more of a shitstorm.
and this is the exact reason too. Like, I don't think Bubba and Chase should have been suspended when they wrecked Larson and Hamlin,
Nah, you're
respectfully,
crazy. That's the
respectively.
craziest take ever, bro.
Fine them, yes.
Nah,
Fine, sure.
that's the
Points,
craziest
sure.
take ever.
But I don't think they should have been suspended for the reason that I don't like that they've opened up this
Yeah,
can of
just wait till
worms.
somebody gets killed to suspend somebody. I love it.
Nobody's gonna get killed.
Okay.
But I just like I don't think they should have been suspended. What I was saying is because I don't they've when they suspended those two drivers for those two moves, they've now opened up this can of worms where every time there's an on track incident, it's like, oh, should we suspend them? Should we like? And I think if we're being consistent, like I said, if it's an intentional wreck, they open up. I think Kyle should have gotten penalized for when he intentionally wrecked Ricky at North Wilkesboro earlier this year, because like he
But
intentionally wrecked
Chase
him.
Elliott and Bubba Wallace shouldn't have.
I don't think they should have. That's what I'm saying because I don't
But Kyle
think they.
Busch should have at that
No, I'm
beginning of
saying
the.
now he should have after
I'm
they
not saying
opened
they
up.
should. He shouldn't have. I'm
But
saying
I'm
probably should have. But
I'm saying they shouldn't open up that can of worms to start with. Is the argument I'm
I think
making.
you have to. I mean, that's gone back to when Matt Kenseth hooked Joey Logano.
But that
It's
was a
nothing
car
new.
10 laps down. That was a little bit different. But
It's same move. Same move.
yeah, I mean that was a car 10 laps down, not a car racing for position. So I do think it's a little different. Like that was very premeditated. Like the Chase reaction and the Bubba reaction were both kind of like split-second things where both of them similarly got pinched in the wall
Yeah.
and got
Again,
mad and hooked the
you
other
can't
guy.
have guys just out here wrecking each other. That's not good. Look.
It's been going on for years though. It's Earnhardt Labonte. Like, did Earnhardt ever? And this is what I hate the argument too that
Oh
it's
my
like,
gosh, dude. Earnhardt, you just talked about it. Did he hit him in the ass or did he right hook him? Earnhardt
I
hit
mean,
him in
he
the
hit him.
ass. So right
Yeah, and
hooking is okay, but right hooking is okay now.
I don't think they should have been suspended. I think they should have been fined and maybe docked points, but I
This
don't
is
think
the
they should have been
craziest take ever.
suspended.
I don't think we need to keep arguing that. I think the 37 people watching will think that's crazy take, but sure.
But yeah, I mean, I support like I said, points, money, whatever. I don't think they should have been suspended because I think the suspensions are what
Well,
opened up the.
that's last year, so
But yeah, no, you're right. It's but yeah, it's now you've opened up this can of worms, and it's like so, like where, like you say, like or like everybody said, really, it's like where do you draw the line? Because when Gibbs did it to Brandon Jones, we didn't see any penalties. When Joey did it to Byron, we didn't see that. And those are recent incidents that have.
again, those
But
aren't right hooks.
I don't think he right hooked him. Real like Denny
I'm
was
not
coming
saying
up. Like
nobody's saying Austin Dillon right hooked him here. Nobody's saying Austin Dillon should be suspended. No, I don't
a
think
lot of
anybody's saying
people
that.
are.
Well, again, that's NASCAR fans. Welcome to the. I mean,
So do you think he
everybody's
should
gonna
have had the
take every
win?
incident
Do you think he should have had the win taken away?
in the moment. Yes,
So do you think he should have had it taken away for Logano or Hamlin or both? Like
I think both.
okay.
Yeah,
So you think if it was just Logano and the Hamlin thing didn't happen, let it stand. But when it was Logano coupled with the Hamlin thing, that's where you say take it away.
I think that's yeah. I mean, yeah. You said the title says it all here. Wild bull. You know
I mean, yeah,
that's
he was.
he just went full dozer mode. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just too much to
Yeah,
me.
and
You know
I
what I'm
would
saying?
have.
I get it. If you like Joey Logano, you're in full desperation. That was Hail Mary. You had the win ripped away from you from dumbass Ricky Stenhouse. You're gonna go in and send it, and hopefully you make it here. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like almost like when you go to wreck somebody, you get one shot. You know what I'm saying? If you don't wreck them that one shot, it's over.
Especially in this card, because people are like, "Oh, why didn't he just bump and run him?" You can't bump and run in this card.
Hell no,
Like I
you
was,
gotta. Well, for one, he was 18,000 car lengths back. I mean, he had to go in and probably keep it in fucking fifth gear for
the
one.
the old like Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, like bump the guy up the track, and
Those
is
days are
you
gone.
yeah, you can't do that with this car. Like I was listening to Tyler Reddick on Sirius earlier, like say that, and we've seen that. Like you cannot like that. I think that's why the Martinsville racing in general, because like that was classic Martinsville like 101. That's how you pass there is you bump a guy, move him out of the groove, and take the spot. And like you can't do that anymore with this car. Like if you want to move a guy, you got to knock the shit out of them and probably wreck them and ruin their day. Like you just the old give a guy a tap and move him out of the way isn't that doesn't work in this car. They're too
Yeah,
slammed
like
to
I
the
said, I
track.
think I think the 2-for-1 deal was just too much in my opinion. Again, I think that even with no money involved, Denny Hamlin or not, you know what I'm saying? I don't care who's on the inside. I think you get one shot, and if you wreck two cars, like trying to get the win, hey, come on, dog. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But again, I don't really fault Austin Dillon for it. He's doing everything he can do. He's got the whole RCR organization on his back,
So what
trying to get
about?
into the playoffs.
I mean, like, and I didn't even think like we've seen even more egregious incidents. If you really want to, like, I think like the Chase Elliott, Ty Dillon at Canada, and I mean we saw a couple really that Canada track. We've seen a few. We saw the John Hunter Nemechek, Cole Custer. We saw the who was it? Cindric and Kaz Gralla. We saw that track. Like those were both pretty. Especially I think the John Hunter Nemechek was the worst one, where he just drove him down into the inside fence and pinned him up
Never
against the
lifted.
fence.
Never lifted.
Yeah, like I mean, I thought that was more egregious than what we saw here, and there was no penalty or anything then. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in the moment, I just thought it was a little too much. I mean, again, after the fact, there's nothing you can do after the fact. I don't think. Like, I think if you go back and penalize him now, that's just like a whole another bad thing. We'd have to fire up another podcast and.
I think he's gonna get fined though.
Well, like I said, I could see his pockets being a little lighter. And maybe Joey Logano's being a little lighter as well. We'll
Yeah,
get into
I
all that. I mean,
I wanted to bring that up too. Yeah, because like honestly, like, and this might be just the Joey hater in me coming out, but like that pissed me off a lot more than the stuff on track. Like leave it on the track, but like when he's doing a burnout in the pit box when there's people there, like there were women holding Austin Dillon's kids and Johnny Morris was there and he's fishtailing his like that was fucking dangerous and that was stupid and like you could have seen somebody get seriously injured or killed doing stupid shit like that. So like that I have no fucking time for shit like that. And
Yeah,
I've
Joey
been
definitely kind of fucked up there, and he knew he fucked up there because you go back and watch that video closely, you can like see him after he pulls off, fishtails and pulls off. Like a NASCAR official is right there and gets in his window net and gets in his ass and is like yelling at him, and then is like still standing there like as he's like getting out of the car, and then like as soon as he gets out of the car, Joey's like, "My bad," and the official's like, "You can't be doing that." And
yeah,
he's like, "I know you're mad, but you can't be doing that, Joey."
yeah, that
So
was and
I do get
especially
it. I do get it. Joey Logano getting the win ripped away from you in the last corner. I get he's mad. I mean, I get everybody's mad. Feelings are hurt. The action track is back.
he's gonna get hammered for that though, because I mean I don't know if you remember the at
What was Carson Hocevar's fine, or Ty Gibbs fine for the pit road
Ty
shit?
Gibbs got 50K and 50 points.
I think it'd be
I
about
think
50K. I
and
think
I
that. I
mean
think
Ty Gibbs got
that's what I
50
said.
points. I'm pretty sure
That's what I
too.
said in the car this afternoon. I was listening to the teardown, and we were talking about it, or they were talking about it, and I was telling the kid that's riding with me. I said, "Yeah, it'd probably be about 25 to 50,000."
And probably points too, because I mean we have like
Nah, I
Ty
don't think it'd be
Gibbs
points.
when Ty Gibbs the pit road won at Texas a couple years
That
ago, he
was
got
like at speed though. I don't think this would be points. I think this would be just a safety violation.
and there was I don't know I was going to bring up too. I don't know if you remember this at Charlotte in 2014 when Matt Kenseth and Brad got in the fight. Brad went through the garage and did like a fucking burnout in the garage, and he got fined for that. I can't remember what the fine for that was, but he got hammered for that.
I expect it to be anywhere between 25 to 50,000.
Yeah,
That's my ballpark.
but that was just fucking.
Maybe
That was just
75, but anything more than that, I think they're just getting that's too much.
it's.
Like, whatever.
But I do agree. Like, and Dave Moody was, or one of either Moody or one of the callers on Dave Moody's show was talking about this earlier. They got to fucking do a better. Like, why are all these fucking people just like hanging out on pit road like right after the race? Like they got to do a better job just policing who's fucking wandering around on pit road in general.
Yeah, but that's like goes back to like whole track security and like it's just like volunteers or like whatever RMC events. So it's like that guy doesn't get paid enough to care who's on pit road.
I mean, just in general. Like,
He
I
might not
mean,
even get paid in general.
granted, I think all those people who were in that gaggle were like family and stuff because they were holding Austin Dillon's kids,
Right.
and it was Johnny Morris down there too. But like, I think it should be until all the cars are down pit road, you stay the fuck off pit road. That would be my. I think NASCAR needs, and if it's like you say, it's RMC security or whatever, NASCAR needs their own fucking security there then to like secure because like those people shouldn't even be in that position for that to happen.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. You sign up, you sign your life away when you get a pit pass. So if I mean you again, if you're just general public, you're not supposed to be on pit road. So I
I
don't
mean, it's like
who
when
knows who
Kyle
it was.
remember when Kyle fucking went into the garage at 100 miles an hour at Darlington a couple years ago and got fined for that.
Yeah, I mean again, I
Like,
expect Joey to get fined for this.
yeah, but yeah, that's a different issue than the one at hand here in general. Which yeah, but that I didn't like that at all, and I didn't like I brought up in the group chat and maybe I read too much into that. I didn't like Joey's fucking interview where he's standing up there with his like why you gotta mention the guy's kids? I thought that was kind of out of
It
bounds
was
too.
funny as shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I just thought it was
Made
kind
for
of
a
out of bounds.
great clip. I will say that
I just thought it was kind of out of bounds.
it
Like
was
you don't
a little much, but it was definitely made for a good clip. This series, you know, this league,
definitely
this
a
league
good
is
clip.
crazy. I mean, this
That,
is honestly the shot in the arm NASCAR needed heading into the
oh yeah.
playoffs, heading into football season. I
Well, and
mean, this is
that's a,
water cooler talk for a Monday morning.
and that's the thing though. It's like people are like, oh well, what are they gonna do? Penalize this and that. It's like it's the same thing with the punch with the Ricky Stenhouse where we saw him get punched. It's like if you're gonna use this to promote the sport and it's gonna be on every fucking commercial for the next 20 years, like. Are you really? How can you penalize him for that when you're marketing the sport around shit like that? Like you didn't see
Yeah,
the NBA, you didn't see the NBA marketing the Malice at the Palace, and being like, yeah, look, come to the NBA, look, this is how much these players care. It's the Malice at the Palace, like that would be the equivalent of that. Like you didn't see the NBA being like, yeah, like this is our like. So I think if you're NASCAR and you're gonna penalize people for shit, then you shouldn't use it to market the sport. It's the same. Like I said, it's the same as the Ricky Stenhouse punching Kyle Busch when he got fined. Like if and NASCAR posted that on Instagram fucking 20 times that week and then fines him for it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's two different sides of NASCAR. That's the social media side trying to sell the sport, and then also the competition slash safety side saying, "Look, we just can't have this be in the Wild West."
Yeah.
So I mean, again, it's a fine line that we walk every week, and hell, that's why we're fans, man. That's why
But
we got
this
41 people in here, which I can't believe. Nobody watches on damn YouTube, but y'all will watch on Twitter. So
but that's
appreciate the love on Twitter at least.
hell yeah.
But I
Thanks
mean,
to
that's just
everybody.
why we do it, man. For weekends like this, I mean, like this is easy to talk to. I mean, easy 45 minutes right now into this
But
thing, and it's just
at,
been easy to talk to, easy to
at the
talk
end of
about.
the day, with the incident as a whole, though, and this is what I was saying last night, this is what NASCAR has been built on for 76 fucking years, is this kind of shit. And people are like, oh, this has gotten out of control. It's like, it's fucking always been this way. We have always seen this kind of shit happen. This isn't a new thing. And people are like, it's the playoff format. So, like, what, nobody wrecked anybody for a win before the playoff? Like, did Dale Earnhardt wreck Terry Labonte and Daryl at Bristol and Daryl at Richmond for so he could make the playoffs? Like, no, he did it to win a fucking race. Like, so that's why I'm like, you could see this kind of shit either way. I don't think it's the fucking playoff format.
No, again, I think it's just the perfect storm of a guy that's in a desperation mode that's had an absolute shit year. I mean, literally, this win jumps him 20 some spots in the standings.
And it's the
Just
whole
think about that. That's crazy.
and he's like, this is his family company. They've had a terrible fucking year, and he's got the burden of that whole company and all these people who work at Richard Childress Racing on his back. That Dalton, shout out Dalton, like Richard Childress Racing, like employee. They've had a shit year. They haven't had a lot to be successful about, and he's like, I can give a jolt to this whole fucking company making this move. Of course you're gonna do that. You're like a rising tide lifts all sails. This is his family company. We know Richard Childress Racing means the fucking world to Austin Dillon. That's his family. This He's gonna be the owner of that team someday when RC's not around anymore. And if he can do that and give a jolt to this whole his family's company, and some people are going to be mad at him, that's a no fucking brainer for Austin because now he's got 300 some people who work at Richard Childress Racing who are having the best fucking Monday they've had in a long time because he came home with a trophy. And all those people, all his pit crew, they're going to get bonuses for this shit now. So, yeah, I think Austin will accept some people being mad at him to do something that's going to benefit all these employees that break their fucking backs for him to go out there and race. So that's a no brainer for him. That's why I'm not. If you want to blame Austin and be mad at Austin, that's fine. But just know, he doesn't give a fuck.
No, hell no. And think of it this way: is Austin Dillon doesn't really have a history of racing dirty at all. I mean, his entire career, I can't really think of any times that he's.
Daytona would be the only one, and I don't even
Yeah,
blame
but
him for that.
no, that's just going for a Daytona 500 win.
He had the run.
I did see a funny thing. It was like 40% of Austin Dillon's wins, he's wrecked the leader into turn three.
But that Daytona one to this, that was my first Daytona 5. Like, he had a run, and if he lets all if he checks up there, he gets wrecked, and
Oh
he
yeah,
doesn't
I'm
win the
not
day.
faulting
Like,
him for that one at all. But again,
yeah,
that super speedway racing that has nothing to do with, what I'm saying, he did not mean to turn whoever it was. Like,
Almirola.
yeah, I mean, if he did, like, what I'm saying, he's just going for the win at that point in my eyes. Like,
Yeah,
shit happens at super speedways. Obviously, if you're on the other side of that card, you're gonna be upset.
but people were trying to
But
compare
again,
those two, and it's
look at his whole career. He does not have a history of this at all. I mean, if this is Carson Hocevar, that dude gets crucified.
Ross,
Ross Chastain, oh
Joey.
yeah,
Ironically enough,
yeah. Certainly this late in his career, Joey, yes. Early in his career, this is something that Joey Logano would do like on the regular. I feel like
dude. I saw a
this would be
clip.
a regular fucking Tuesday for Joey Logano.
I saw a clip I retweeted like not long before we went live here of him winning an ARCA race back in the day where he just like went into turn 4 and completely just went up the track and stuffed the car on the outside and the fence to win the race. Like, didn't let off the gas at all and just completely washed up the track, pinned this guy up against the wall to win the race. So Yeah, for Joey to act like he's above doing shit like this when, like I said earlier, literally the same fucking thing he did to William Byron at Darlington a couple years ago. That's why I don't feel any sympathy for him. If it was Martin Truex Jr. getting that, yeah, I would have felt some sympathy because he's not a guy that races like that. But when it's Joey, I don't have a single ounce of fucking sympathy.
Yeah, is what it is. A memorable weekend at Richmond for sure.
Best
Uh,
Richmond race in a long fucking time.
yeah, let's get into the tire options. Now that we're kind of over all we buried the lead. Obviously, I mean, I'm glad. I was wondering what it looked like from a TV standpoint
It was
because
good. I like it.
it was very very hard to follow being there. Like the radio didn't know what was going on like who exactly had what tires because it's hard to see them. You know
They
what I mean?
they did a good job on the TV broadcast because like they had the pylon where they show like where everybody's running, and they
Yeah,
put a if they were on the regular tires they had a yellow
it's
tab,
like
and if they were on
IndyCar
the yeah,
where they
so
showed
like
like
they
what
showed
tire
you
compound
they
they're on.
showed you what tire everybody was on, and
Yeah,
they
or
noted
Formula One, they do the same
and
thing.
yeah, and every time there was a pit stop, they noted like, hey, this guy took options here, this guy took options here. They did a really good job. I mean, we saw Suarez get swamped at the start of the final stage because everybody put the options on at the start of the final stage, and Suarez, to save the set for later, put the regular ones on and got swamped.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it made for super exciting racing. I mean,
I mean,
they
we're,
worked. They worked. You know, we had this debate after Wilkesboro. Did they work? Was it a waste of time?
were
And
you
it worked, man. It worked. We're on the right track.
were you aware at the end of the race, like before the caution came out, when Suarez was the only one on the options and he was hauling ass through the field?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Like
and
the radio was on it somewhat, but like when teams were going and jumping to those red option tires, like they weren't sure right off the top of their head. You know what I'm saying? Like they were having a hard time seeing what actual color it was when they were putting them on the car. And until like the car came to life, 15 laps into the run, you're like, oh, that guy's on options, that guy's on options.
oh,
Uh,
when Suarez put him on at the start of the second stage, I wish I was in a state
bro,
where I can like,
Suarez and McDowell.
I,
McDowell was the most fun to watch because he was actually at the very end. He got caught for like speeding or a penalty and had to go to the tail end of the longest line with options. Bro, this dude was a bat out of hell. It was crazy.
and I was saying when Suarez put him on, like, I wish I was in a state where I could live bet FanDuel or something like that because I wanted to take Suarez to win stage two after I don't even know where that came from. I didn't even gesture or
You didn't
anything,
even
but
like move
but
your hands. Your hands ain't even in
but
the frame.
But yeah, when Suarez put him on, I wanted to live bet him to win stage two. Like I was like, damn, that'd be a good bet to make right now. I don't know what the odds would have been, but I figured he was going to be a lot faster than it. He had a fast car anyway. If you look at the practice speeds and stuff, so I knew he was going to be quick. And obviously he did. He drove up there and won the stage and blew past everybody, and that was fun to see, man. So yeah, it definitely worked, like you're saying, and I hope they're able to take the
A,
option tire,
a
bring it to.
little breaking news here. I just got a text from Logan, our buddy, Logan Poco. He said Freddie said on DBC that Rockingham is coming back next year for ARCA, trucks, and Xfinity on Easter weekend.
Oh wow, hell yeah,
So, damn, go ahead and lock myself in for that.
racetrack revival, baby.
Yes, sir.
That's cool.
Sorry,
But yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I don't even know what you're talking about.
no,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. I was just saying, I hope they can take the option tires to Bristol, Martinsville, Phoenix, the rest of the year. Bring this to the other short tracks like
Well,
that are.
that's another good thing. I mean, if you listen to Teardown, I mean, I don't hate the idea of not bringing it. Maybe bring it to Martinsville, but for the championship, say like the championship is straight up how we've been running all year. Even if they ran that from Martinsville and say, okay, look, we're gonna learn, like we're gonna wait and save these for next year. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I wouldn't be like up in arms about it, but like
I would support it
there's
for the
been
championship, but
I wouldn't hate it. It would definitely make the race a lot more interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like win the championship Ford, put those tires on it would be crazy. It would definitely be exciting. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't, but it just hadn't been the rules that we've been running on all year. So it's like I know that NASCAR has like waited to make changes in those instances before, like back in like previous generations of cars, obviously when they would like make changes to cars or want to make changes to cars. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't like I said I wouldn't be. like the worst thing to happen, I wouldn't be over here ranting about it. I would be like, okay, it is what it is. The race is going to be better for it. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm here for it, and I'm also, you know what I'm saying, I'm also not against it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be here for it because it would make the racing exciting.
and you saw they said the kind of along the same line with tire talk and stuff this week. They fully came out and said they're not gonna babysit like when you can put the wets on and not
I did
in
see
a
that,
rain race anymore,
which we
which
saw
I
that
like.
at shit. Where the hell were we?
New Hampshire.
No, there's a race where they like lift it straight up to the teams to like start.
Oh, what fucking
What race was that?
goddamn.
It was like right before. What was before Indy?
Pocono. It's
Uh,
Chicago. It was Chicago.
was it Chicago?
Yeah, it was Chicago.
Okay. Damn, it's been shit over a month ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that we kind of saw that coming. Um, but no, that is official now. I do like that. I think that's a good call. And I mean, I like the option tires. I'd like to see them go to the option tires as like the primary, like that. You know what I'm saying? That whatever compound, and then even have a softer compound as for the options next year, if that makes more sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Which I saw
go
people
even
saying that.
one more step below it.
Well, I saw people saying that. Like they were like, "Oh, the option tires are faster. Why don't we just run these?" I was like, well, that defeats the whole fucking purpose of having an option tire if you do that and just
Yeah, but
make that.
what we also need tire wear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And certainly at these tracks, like Richmond is high tire wear, yes. So you know that kind of negates that. So we knew that the option tire would work. But like a place like Phoenix, where it's not nearly as high tire wear, what's the option tire going to do there?
But the option tire wasn't
Do we
really
need to?
like
That's what I'm
it,
saying. Do we need to just go to the option tire and then that be the quote unquote prime? What is the option now? And then for if we do have option tires, it'll be like a step below what the option is now.
yeah, because I mean the option tire this weekend wasn't really falling off like we expected because
It didn't.
Suarez
It
was
held a
fast
lot
all of
longer
stage
than
two.
it held on a lot longer than people were thinking. So it's like that's what Goodyear, and like I was down in the pits. I had a pit passer Saturday, so during practice I was like right there watching tires come off the cars and seeing how they looked, and they looked all pretty good. Little bit of graining, which is to be expected for a green racetrack. But I mean, they looked phenomenal, and I was like, I felt goofy because I was like following the Goodyear officials up and down the road, like pit road, looking at checking all the team's tires. Like, all right, who's gonna be looking good here on the option tires? So, yeah, no, I said I think we can go one step softer, and if we want an option tire, I don't hate the idea of running options. I think it's cool. It made for extra strategy. I'm always been talking about strategy on here, and it gave it an extra layer this weekend. Sure,
And
for sure.
if that's a solution that we need to make the short track racing better right now, then like I'm all for it because it's been a struggle and we've been like, how the fuck are we going to make these short track races better? There we go. I think we found at
We
least one
definitely
answer
found
this weekend.
at least something to help them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This isn't maybe the end all be all, but this is definitely a start in the right direction.
I did see some fans, of course, on Twitter being like, "These aren't real passes." Like, shut the fuck up.
What do you mean they're not real passes? It's tire wear.
Yeah, like
I mean, again, you'll never make NASCAR fans happy, all of them. So
no, no.
take it with a grain of salt, what everybody says. But I'm glad to hear that the race did look good on TV, because you know I'm always like rah rah rah, Richmond go. It was a great race, holla. And you're like, yeah, this shit sucked, bro. So
That was the best
glad to
Richmond
see it
race
was
in a long
a good
time.
Richmond race. Like I said, the strategy was definitely fun. I mean, it felt like a typical Richmond race, just with like an extra layer of strategy with those option tires. So
Yeah. Yeah, and then obviously an amazing finish. So I mean, how
yeah,
can you complain?
very memorable. We'll be seeing that clip for the rest of our lives when it comes to Richmond race weekends.
I bet
Um,
Richmond's going to one race next year. I bet whatever. I don't know if it'll be summer, spring. I bet it's fucking packed.
Dude, I will say it was a better crowd yesterday than it was in the spring. Definitely had a good vibe to it, and I mean, definitely afterwards, like after all the wrecking and you know what I'm saying, Austin Dillon sitting there burning down, like nobody left. Like it was like everybody wanted to hang out and feel that vibe, and it felt like a Martinsville when something popped off. You know what I'm saying?
I think the one race is going to be really good for Richmond
I
next year,
think so
especially
too.
coming off this finish.
If they can get it to a Saturday night, I'm telling you that place will pop.
Yeah, let's see.
These
Numbers are
fans
going
want a
up.
Saturday night, but granted, they've taken like all the camping out, so
Really?
there's like no, very few places to camp there.
Is the place you used to camp still going, or that
I
was
mean,
the place?
I was at dude's house, but I mean, there's the Amazon fulfillment center between his house and the racetrack now, so it's like he basically doesn't even like when I drove by there yesterday morning, there was nobody in the front yard, nobody.
Shit. Well, you got anything else, or you want to move on and make some picks for Michigan this weekend?
I'm trying to think. Anything else? Anything else? Um, Not that I can think of.
Toyota blew another engine.
Yeah,
We'll have to keep
Toyota seems to have a engine issue at the moment. Interesting. Who was that that blew? I can't remember.
Truex.
Was it Truex? Because they
Yeah,
had a pit stop issue before that, though.
yeah, they had a slow pit
Okay.
stop, and then yeah,
Because like that's what I was thinking of, and then okay, that's right. Now I'm remembering because he came down and went to the garage.
yeah,
Yeah, now I remember because I remember him getting out and like looking back at the car and being like, "Piece of shit."
yeah. Remember the one race he blew up a few? I think it was Darlington a few years ago when he just like flipped the car off after he blew up.
It was Bristol.
Bristol.
Yeah, it was Bristol. I'm pretty sure.
He just got out and fucking gave the car the bird.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of when he got out and looked back at it. He's like, "Fuck that thing." But no, I don't think I have anything else. Mondays 6:30 is our new time. Appreciate 52 of y'all watching right now. Everybody's on Twitter.
54.
54 and you're in. It says so.
Go watch
Again,
LTC after this.
yeah, LT.
Uh-oh. And we lost him. But yeah, I'll sit here and bullshit. It's just me now. But go watch LTC after this. They're going to do a great job. They're going to have a great show as always. Uh, Cooper's an Austin Dillon fan. They're going to have fun. Dalton working for RCR. It should definitely be some split.
Yeah,
And
we're
he's
back.
back. I had to do a little monologue for a second while you were gone, but we're good
I
now.
don't know. Something internet crapped out, and I don't know, but we're back. So yeah, little appetizer before LTC. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Mondays, it's gonna be our new thing. Yeah, good show. Um,
Make some picks for Michigan.
yeah. What was it?
What we
Triple
got this?
header? Do we got
Yeah,
triple header this weekend? I don't even know. It's
I
too
don't think
early in
it's
the
true.
week.
I don't know if trucks are racing.
No, I don't think. Again, I think yeah, just Xfinity and Cup.
I guess there's not gonna. That's gonna be one thing about recording on. I don't love the Mondays because we're not gonna have odds now.
This is true.
So I mean, we're just gonna have to go with a long shot to get a top 10 and hope there's some good odds on it.
Well, this will just be. We'll have to build a card then, like for later in the week. Like this will just be like our early week pick, and then like we'll actually have to come up with a card. Like we'll start submitting cards on like Wednesday and tweeting them
Yeah,
out or something.
yeah. Or maybe we
Like
could
you know
do
what
a
I'm saying?
separate, quick, like live about
Actual
our gambling picks.
gamble show. Yeah, okay. I'm not against it.
Maybe we can do that on like Saturday afternoons after practice or something like that.
That's gonna be tough. Saturday's not gonna be working.
Sunday mornings
I
before the
think
race,
I think
something.
tweet a card out or like we can do like live hit or something like you know what I'm saying like film yourself and just like
We'll figure something out for sure.
all right well just give I guess your two picks to win and I mean if you want to give it long shot top 10 I mean again we don't know odds but I don't know lead us off Xfinity.
Xfinity, um, I guess Toyotas are probably going to be the who to beat here at Michigan. I would imagine. I'm trying to think real quick.
Maybe
I'm also trying to get the entry list pulled up real quick. See if there's any good. I don't. I'll go with the easy one then. He's gonna be fast. I think Toyotas are gonna be the ones to be here. Give me John Hunter in the 20.
okay is he running
Yeah.
nice okay I mean he won here last year so not a bad pick um I'm gonna go a little different I'm gonna go Brandon Jones for Junior Motorsports.
Sounds like he's out, by the way. I don't know if you saw that news this week, but him and Mayer are both not expected to return to JRM.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
obviously the 88 is getting filled by Zillage. That came out this week.
yeah. So I mean, it'll be Zilich, Mayer, or
Dale Jr.
Zilich.
got fired from his own team.
What'd you say?
Dale Jr. got fired from his own team.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, we'll see what. But yeah, that was the report this week that Mayer and Jones are both not expected back there next year.
Word.
Uh,
Also, I like Jesse Love this week. I think RCR will be fast.
they're good on the fast tracks and
They
Xfinity
are,
in
and
general. So
yeah. So give me Jesse Love for top 5. That's a solid play, I think, this week.
all right.
All right, moving on to Cup winner. Give me the Air Jordan baby, Team 23, Bubba Wallace.
Wow, you
This
took
is
my
one of
pick,
his
man.
this is
You
one of
took
his
my
better tracks.
you took my pick, man.
Homie's been running fast, super fast of late. Give me him to get the win. He battled Harvick here a couple years ago, and Harvick was able to steal it away at the end. The wily veteran that he is, but this is one of Bubba's better tracks. Give me Grimace, Bubba Wallace.
Damn. Yeah, you were thinking along the exact same lines as me. I was gonna take him too. It's a good track for him.
It
So
is.
I like that pick a lot.
Even if you
Uh,
don't run it for the win, I don't know what the fuck that was.
I'll go with one because I know he needs a win bad, especially with another new winner. We saw him do it last year. Chris Buescher, man, he's been close a couple times this year. I think Michigan. I mean, it's not a mile and a half like the other like Kansas was, but I don't know. They've had speed this year. They've been knocking on the door. He needs a win bad now with the cut line moving up more. So I'll go with Buescher to shake up the playoffs a little bit more. We got 13 winners now, man. That's crazy.
I know, and we
But
got. I mean, Michigan could be a wild card. I mean, uh,
anything can be a wild. We've seen wild card winners at Gateway and Richmond. If you give me two places that you said where are we going to see a wild card winner, this might be the last two places I pick.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, so yeah, Chris Buescher. All right, top 10. You got a guy?
Um, I'll stick along the same lines going with Ford. Give me McDowell.
Okay. Um,
Actually, can I change? I'm gonna change mine. Actually,
you want him
now to
for?
think about it more, because I've seen he's run really good here in the past. I remember him doing it in a college car. Give me Noah. Actually, I'm gonna switch that to my top 10 underdog pick. I think
Okay.
it's a good track for him. I think it suits his driving style.
Yeah, this will be his first start in a Cup car here. Well, maybe not.
No, because he drove. That's what I was referencing. He drove the
Okay,
college car here a couple years ago and
I
drove it
got
up to
you.
like fifth place before he wrecked it.
I got you. All right. Can I run Eric Jones? Is that allowed?
Yeah,
Top 10 home track.
I imagine so.
Coming off a solid run in the super late model last weekend up at Berlin. Um, I think ran second to Carson Hocevar. So I think the back is feeling a little bit better since the spring Talladega wreck. So yeah, give me Eric Jones for a good bounce back. Him and Legacy Motor Club both need a good run right now. He finished top 10 here last year. So yeah, give me Eric Jones, top 10, that Jones boy.
Hell yeah.
Again,
All right.
this is super early. We're changing the schedule to Mondays. We will come up with something like a card we're going to tweet out, or a live hit, or like a 5 minute little something or another video clip or something we can tweet out for picks. Um, yeah, we'll figure something out. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Um,
Go watch the LTC boys.
LTC coming up at 9 o'clock,
8.
8 o'clock. So 15 minutes.
We're the openers for them. So
That's
if you
right. The
watched
opening
us,
act.
go watch them. They're probably going to be more entertaining than us anyway. So go check them out. They're the best. Like I said, now that we're both on Mondays, we'll try to see if we can help out with them and definitely not overlap with them at all. So hopefully this works out good for both of us. But I mean, we've got 55 people watching, so maybe this is a good thing because
I mean, it's a damn
It's-
good thing we bought Twitter Blue because shit, ain't nobody
yeah,
gonna be watching if we didn't.
nah.
Y'all do not like YouTube. I don't get it, but appreciate y'all following on Twitter. Much love. We appreciate it week in and week out. So it makes it doing these shows fun when we have a good audience. So yeah, keep tuning in, and hopefully we can get y'all some winners.
We'll see you next Monday.
Later, bro.